Hello and welcome to Growing Up Strong. I'm Tony May. This evening we are coming to you from the amazing South Florida Science Museum in West Palm Beach. If you have never been here, put it on your calendar to visit with your children, your grandchildren. But our focus is beyond the museum on after-school programming. The museum is just one site where every day after school, amazing after-school programming is taking place. Your child, your grandchild, your niece or nephew may have been taking part in that programming, but what you may not realize is how crucial it is to their school's success. So joining me now to tell us more is the CEO of the Children's Services Council, Lisa Williams-Taylor. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate it.
So good to have you because the Children's Services Council has what I consider an awesome but kind of lofty mission: help every family in Palm Beach County grow up healthy, safe, and strong.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
We really want families and their children to reach their full potential, which you're right is a lofty goal. We focus on that children are born healthy, that they're safe from abuse and neglect, that they're ready for school, and that they have quality after school and summer programming.
So ready for school.
Yes.
And quality after school programming is where we're at for this show, because the two kind of go hand in hand. And I have to be honest, as a mom of adult children now, I was kind of surprised. I've always seen after school programming as kind of playtime.
Right.
Is it not?
Well, it's more than playtime, although playtime is very, very important. Kids learn through play, so it's important that we give them opportunities because during play, they learn all those soft skills. So it's important that our children are learning about working in a team or compromise. All those things that make you successful as an adult is really important, and they do that through learning together during play and during after school. But there's also an academic component to quality after school programming, which has really helped support them in their academic success.
Is that what you're looking for, kind of diversity when it comes to the after-school care?
Definitely. We work with Prime Time, and the focus is on expanded learning opportunities, ELOs as they like to call them.
ELOs,
yes.
Not the music group.
Yes. And it's important because it gives children a variety of experiences. So they're with peers that they may not always be with, as far as, it's community-based, so you're with kids from different schools all coming together, and you're giving them experiences they may never have if it wasn't for these expanded learning opportunities. Because it's so important to have something in addition to academics.
But broadly, talk about, you do data-driven research when you fund things.
Yes.
Why is it important to you that quality after-school programming be connected to how children do in school?
Because if it's not quality, it really truly is babysitting. If it's quality, you're giving them an academic component so that they're more likely to continue to grow in school and not be retained, to proceed as they should as far as their the grade levels. It gives them an opportunity to do better in literacy and reading. It has a huge impact on behavior. So it supports them being very productive adults and the social emotional skills that they need. So it really looks at holistically helping the child in all different ways. And those children, research has shown that those children do better in school. They're more likely to graduate.
But it's also, they're safe. I mean, some of the programs we visited were in neighborhoods that are known, to have some issues.
Definitely.
And these children, you were even mentioning it, they like going there.
Yes. Well, it's their time to be with their peers, to learn, to be safe. They're not, typically we know research shows that between the hours of 2 and 6 the children are more likely to get involved in risky behavior, more likely to become teen parents, more likely to use drugs and alcohol, more likely to get arrested. So this gives them a safe place to really learn and enjoy different opportunities with other children. So,
and we're gonna share a story about some of those programs. But everyone's like, where can I sign up? So
yes.
They can just call the Children's Services Council main number.
Yes,
or have it on the
definitely.
screen.
Yes,
and
call us and we'll make sure that they get to an after-school program near them in their neighborhood.
That is so awesome. What you do is so good for the neighborhoods. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
So as we promised, we visited a few of the programs that the Children's Services Council funds, and we're going to take you inside the doors now. This neighborhood in West Palm Beach often gets attention for the bad news that happens on its streets. But here, in this nondescript building in the midst of the troubled area, only good things are happening.
2, 2, 3, then 8.
It's the vision of Noble Lockhart Mays.
Great day. We're about to start our day here at Face Place. Woo-ha!
Who decided to leave the teaching profession and open an aftercare center after one of her students lost his brother to the violence in this area.
It changed my life forever. And the mother said these words to me. She said, Mrs. Mays, if my son had a safe place to go after school, he would be alive today. I knew I had to do something. Everybody, are you ready? Are you ready? You gotta be next to me, sweetness.
With little more than a dream and a lot of hope, Mays opened her doors.
Super excited about what you are doing here, Dennis and Alan. I'm super excited. Sit up, please, Dennis. Wonderful job. High five. High five. Now, if you're a place where children can have hope, faith, that they won't die before the age of 18. They won't die. They will live a full life. And that the world is their oyster. And the sky's the limit.
Kids can get help with homework and test prep at Faith's Place, but the real focus is on the arts.
What happens here is a lot of fun and excitement and learning.
The first year, only about 12 kids took part in the enrichment offered here. Today, there is a long waiting list.
When you hear the music, you get ready to rotate. Because there is a need. I don't go out, I don't market, I don't do anything. Word of mouth is the best marketing tool. And the parents are beating my door down.
Before Face Place, I was completely not musical. I have never wanted to join the band before Face Place. I've never even thought of playing a string instrument or singing at all, unless it was in church.
Like when you're reading music, it's like reading an actual book because you have to know how to read music fluently, and it's just like reading a book. And it can also help you in math because you have to know like stuff like ties, how much it's connected to, how much a beat is worth, like math, like adding and subtracting.
If you visit, it is very clear why all of these children look forward to ending their day at Faith's Place.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
The energy, enthusiasm, and passion are evident the minute you walk into a classroom, and it is leaving quite an impact on these kids.
Give yourselves a hand, everybody!
I look forward to coming here every day, and it's very fun because I get to see Miss Mays every day, and it's just something about her face that makes you say the world's lit up. There's more to the world than what you think. It's just something about her face that makes you think I'm great.
We've seen what? Violin, chorus. Now let's see fun learning adventure with Miss Trish to see what? Science. Okay, let's go.
The founder's hope is to one day expand and offer this kind of safe, inspiring environment to as many families as possible.
After-school programs absolutely make a difference in the lives of these students, particularly in the inner city, because that's all I know. I teach in the inner city, I work here in the inner city, and I've watched how this after-school program has changed their lives forever.
I want this place to go on for generations and generations. So when my mother steps down, I want to be there. When I step down, I want my daughter to be there, or my son.
Things are bubbling and steaming at this after-school site. It is a school not far from Faith's Place. Here, the South Florida Science Museum brings experts into the classroom to try and engage kids in a subject most aren't that crazy about.
Actually show them a series of different scientific classes and lessons. We do 6 per school, so it ranges from chemistry things to physics, marine science, and things, basically covering all the scientific topics. It's really cool.
The curriculum is based on topics the children need to know in their regular classroom, but the goal is to make science more approachable and fun.
And then all the sciences that we do bring are hands-on things that a lot of classrooms don't actually have access to. So to actually get to see these programs, to see these new things that they haven't seen before, in a setting they haven't seen before, it really gets them excited. And then they start learning without actually knowing that they're doing anything. Now what's happening when I put it outside?
It's going back to a balloon.
It's starting to go back into a balloon. It's kind of...
There are a variety of experiments like this one that certainly get the students going. They are often entertaining, but there is a lot of learning going on as well.
Well, I've always thought it's important because, the kids go through school each and every day, and, the monotony of school can kind of dull the actual science that the kids learn. What we do, especially bringing them after school, we can get them in an environment they're not used to, which really opens up their mind to learning new things. So this is just the first time you're going to see someone from the Science Center. You're actually going to have 5 more classes, and we're going to bring some really cool stuff. We won't bring any more liquid nitrogen, but we're going to bring things like hockey. We're going to bring things from under the sea. We're going to be doing a dissection. We're going to be doing some really, really cool stuff. You guys excited for all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So I'm really excited. Hopefully they choose me to come back to your school. You guys were awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause.
So don't you wish that aftercare was like that when you were a child? I'm so honored to be joined now by the president and CEO of this fabulous South Florida Science Center and Aquarium, Lou Crampton. Nice to see you.
Happy to be here with you, Tony, and welcome.
But you're not just here at the museum. As we saw in that story, you're kind of everywhere when it comes to after-school programming.
Yeah, the strongest museums and the strongest entities that want to serve the public, they go beyond their walls. And we love being out there where the rubber meets the road with kids. As you could tell from the story, our educators are very happy. They've worked a great relationship out with the teachers and with the kids. So that's one thing we do very well. We see about 65,000 school-age kids a year on outreach visits.
65,000?
65,000.
That's a huge number.
And more than 60% of those are in Title I schools. So we take kids, and you could tell where they're at with play. And I mean, working through the scientific method is just like playing. I mean, you have a hypothesis, is it going to work this way or that way? You test it against the reality, you create a new model, you make changes, and then you come to a conclusion. That is the scientific method, and it's play, it's easy. And if you start kids in that area, they're going to learn a lot more than sitting back and listening to someone talk about science.
And I love that you make science fun, because I remember back in the day, science was drudgery unless you had that scientific kind of math mind. But there's a really serious side to this programming, because these children, if they get engaged in science, they stay, they find an affinity, it means a really good road for their career.
Yeah, science is not just for nerds.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We want, actually, 8 out of the 10 best jobs, this is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics of the federal government, 8 out of the 10 best jobs in the whole country, the ones that pay the most, the ones that provide the most satisfaction, require, underline require, experience in science, technology, engineering, and math.
And we talked to Lisa. What you're teaching is based on data. You're not just like the educators aren't in their back room going, oh, this will be fun to do. These are tested to get kids engaged and to help with their grades back at the regular school day.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the basic data comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics in terms of the quote I just gave you, but a lot of kids go by instinct. And what I tell a young man or a young woman, they have a better chance being an engineer than they do being a point guard in the NBA or, or the WNBA.
Yeah, they
so
really
pay
do.
Attention to
My
math.
kid plays basketball. Are you watching? Pay attention to math.
Pay attention to math. Exactly right.
Well, I appreciate your time. And if anyone wants more information, they can contact you or
at
your
the Science
staff,
Museum.
the Science
Absolutely.
Museum. And again, we encourage you to come by and visit. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back in this beautiful setting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
So we've seen some amazing stories of quality aftercare programming, but how does it all get done? How does it go off? Not without a lot of support, that's for sure. Joining me now is Suzette Harvey, the CEO of Primetime, and you're really kind of in charge of the organization that supports some of the programs we've seen today.
Yes, Primetime is a nonprofit organization that was founded here in Palm Beach County about 15 years ago, and we exist solely to support the after-school community. Started out really about professionalizing the field. For most after-school workers, they're only there between maybe 2 and maybe 6 in the afternoon. But our position, this is really about a career. So we're providing those skills and abilities and training, and make sure that those adults in that room are the most competent individuals to work with our children.
Why make the workers or the teachers in the after-school situation, why make them professional? Why, my children went and it was grandmas that watched them. Why the difference?
Research has really shown that to make a difference in an individual's life, you really need to have that support from a caring adult. For children, particularly children who may have some stresses in their lives, you really need to have that caring adult. And that's all the work that we do to make sure that have that connections. If you think about when you were growing up, or any of us, there may have been someone, a coach, a teacher, an after-school, a professional, who really gave you that encouragement and support. And as our children grow, just as individuals, you need that. You need someone who will greet you by your name, ask you how you're doing, encourage you to lead and to mentor and to make some decisions. And we do all of that in the after-school field now. I mean, it's really been an evolution. But now you can do science projects, you can learn cooking, you can learn sports, you can learn etiquette. Those pro-social skills that you need to be a competent adult, whether that is going off to college, whether that is going up to a job, just learning to be able to interact with other people. All of these things can be learned in that particular time frame between 3 and 6, when a lot of that stuff is not being taught in school because they have so many other things that must get done.
In fact, we got to see one of the programs you support right in the Bridges area in Lake Worth. So let's take a look at that story.
Wonderful.
Bridges has been in existence for around 5 years now. We are one of the 10 bridges within Palm Beach County.
And I didn't even know about this neighborhood. And when I found out that this neighborhood was drug-infested, gang-infested, prostitutes, it was bad. Shootings every weekend, and it was really disgusting.
Provide an after-school and tutorial program for kindergarten through 5th grade. It basically helps the children with their reading and their school subjects. A lot of the children don't have the opportunity to go home and have the parents help them with their homework like we did as children. So we provide that extra assistance for them.
And let's review.
But most of the gangs and the crime and the drugs and the prostitution have decreased substantially. And it's a neighborhood that the residents can feel fairly safe in, and they can be proud to call home.
I was in the little school, in the first one, that was the school that I was going first when I was little. And when my sister grew, my sister went to that school, and now she's learning more, and I'm happy because she's learning.
Oh, Junior. He started here in the little classes. It's Explore Our World, and it's for 3 to 5 year olds. It was amazing how he developed. After 2 weeks, he just started blooming. He was listening, he was raising his hands. In a year, he started writing his letters of his name. And he was amazing. He was very impressive. And he was telling the other kids that he was coming to this little house. He called it the little house. And when he went to school, kindergarten, the teachers were amazed of how much he knew. He knew more than the other kids that just started kindergarten.
Gosh, I wish I had done things different in 9th and 10th grade, but it's too late now. I can't go away to school. Well, that's no longer true.
My family didn't really understand my homework, so my mom basically heard about Bridges, and she came here, and they mentioned her about the homework assistant program. And so she said, you know what, let's try this out. Since you can't do your homework by yourself, you can come here and see if you can do it. Because I want to be someone in this place. I want to be well known for something that, and I want to get a career that will last me for a long time, and I would want to become a really professional person.
Tell me another aspect of every story.
Solution?
Solution.
A child will be lost if a child doesn't have education. Their brains grow if you teach them, if you guide them. Give them a book. Teach them math. I don't care who you are, rich or poor, that child will be a leader. That child will become someone, and that child will teach his children. And that's what it is. Education is important, and after-school programs are a must.
Where's your little tiny time? They help me a lot on doing my homework, or sometimes when I have like trouble to do, like when I have trouble to read, they help me. They help me sound out the word, or what I have trouble on. And it's really fun coming because sometimes we do fun activities, and I like it.
The children get dropped off at the bus stop, which is just down the street from here, and they just walk to the center, which is not far. And they go inside and they go to the table, which they're familiar with by now. It's usually broken up by grade level. And they sit down, they open up their school books, and the teacher immediately starts a lesson plan with them.
What is that? Wagon.
And we offer the individualized tutoring as well. So when the children are having a certain problem with the homework, the teacher could assist them with that. Or they just finish their homework, and if they get stuck on an answer, there is somebody around there to help them with that.
And these resources are free to you. It gives you an opportunity to actually learn more, and it's free, so why not take it?
Guaranteed admission at the college that she wanted to go to at first because she already has her associate's degree.
So that's kind of typical of the people you work with. We see how engaged they are with the children and how that interaction goes.
Yes.
What is there things that a parent, a grandparent watching may want to know about why quality after school? You know, we say etiquette and social skills, but it's not just that. It goes much further.
Of course. We actually did a study very recently that was done by an independent organization that showed that children in high quality programs in this county were being promoted to the next level more than children who are not. So we're also talking about academic support. So you're doing all those fun things in after school, but it's about learning. It's about supporting your children to do better in school. The best programs are those ones that children want to go to. And often, if you want to go to your after-school program, you have to go to school first. And in order for children to do well, they need to be in school. And to get you excited about learning, I mean, that is really a wonderful thing that this particular field provides. We know that our children, their number one job is school, and to do well in school. And the end result is for graduation and do better in life. So it's that whole child. It's academics. It's the social skills. It's the physical safety as well as just physical health. It's all of that. And you know, we're very proud to serve more than 20,000 children in this community, and that's a very conservative number, as well as 1,500 practitioners or after-school directors and frontline staff that go through our program.
Thank you so much. You make so many good points. We could just keep talking, but I appreciate you joining us and everything you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
We'll be back in a moment. Here's some more fun facts that Suzette shared with us. So to sum things up, we're joined by a council member for the Children's Services Council, Thomas Bain. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we saw great stories on quality after-school programming. You're on the council, but you're also a dad. Talk to me about why it's important that aftercare is actually quality.
Impact for our kids is the most important thing that we can give them in this county. it's so important to have quality aftercare, far more important than just having care at all. If we have quality aftercare, it matters more to our kids, helps them to grow, helps them to develop. It's incredibly important, gives them a brighter future and better opportunities.
In a sentence or two, why should everyone care about this? Not just the parents that we spoke to, but everyone should care that quality aftercare programming is there, that it's keeping kids safe. Why should we all care?
Quality aftercare reflects the health and safety of a community. And people want to move to communities and thrive in communities that are safe and have opportunities for their families, for their children.
So in general, whether you're an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, or perhaps you're just a retiree who's here in Palm Beach County, knowing what you just explained really should make you feel better about where you live.
It should. It's important for our community to be healthy for the youngest all the way to the oldest.
You said it best. I can't add anything to that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us. We will see you next time on Growing Up Strong. Until then, have a good evening.